In the subterranean shadows of the Roman Empire, beneath the bustling streets of Rome, London, and the frontiers of the Danube, a secret was kept. While the public gathered in the sunlit forums to honor Jupiter and Mars, a select brotherhood descended into the earth. Here, in windowless, cavernous Mithraea, they knelt before the image of the soul, Invictus Mithras, the unconquered sun Mithras. For 3 centuries, Mithraism was perhaps the most formidable rival to early Christianity, a rigorous hierarchical mystery cult that promised in its initiates a path through the celestial spheres. Today, we peel back the layers of Roman syncretism to explore the Mithraic mysteries. What did these men believe? Why did it vanish? And what does the Tauroctony, the bull slaying, truly reveal about the ancient Roman psyche? To understand Mithraism, we must first address a historical paradox. The Romans claimed Mithras was a Persian god, an exotic import from the East. Indeed, Mithra is an ancient Indo-European, Indo-Iranian deity of light and covenants found in the Rigveda and the Avesta. However, modern scholarship, spearheaded by figures like David Ullanley and R.L. Gordon, suggests a more complex reality. While the name was Persian, the cult was a distinctively Roman creation. It was a Western mystery dressed in Eastern robes. It emerged in the 1st century after Christ, spreading rapidly through the Roman military and administrative classes. It wasn't a religious thing, rather a religion of the masses. It was a religion of the system. It offered order, loyalty, and a cosmic hierarchy that mirrored the rigid structure of the Roman legions. Every Mithraeum followed a standard design, a long, narrow central aisle flanked by raised stone benches, where initiates would recline for a ritual meal. At the far end, the central icon, the Tauroctony, Mithras, wearing a Persian cap, is depicted pinning a bull to the ground and plunging a knife into its neck. But look closer. A dog and a snake lap at the blood. A scorpion stings the bull's testicles. For decades, this was read as a simple fertility myth, but an intellectual shift in the late 20th century proposed a revolutionary theory. The Tauroctony is an astronomical map. The figures correspond to constellations: Taurus, Canis Minor, Hydra, Scorpio. Mithras himself may represent a power beyond the zodiac, a deity capable of shifting the very axis of the universe. In a world governed by fate and the stars, Mithras offered his followers a super-cosmic escape, a way to transcend the celestial clockwork. Mithraism was a ladder. One did not simply join, one ascended. There were 7 grades of initiation, each governed by a planet. This was a gnosis through discipline. Initiates underwent ritual trials, ordeals of heat, cold, and symbolic death to prove their worth. It was an intensively private, all-male environment that fostered a fierce sense of communitas among soldiers and bureaucrats alike. In the Mithraeum, social status in the outside world was secondary to one's rank within the mystery. A slave could theoretically be the pater or father of the Mithraeum, presiding over his own master. This created a unique, parallel society within the empire. By the 3rd century, Mithraism and Christianity were the 2 great mysteries of Rome. The similarities were striking, and to the early church fathers deeply unsettling. Both had ritual meals of bread and wine, both celebrated the birth of the deity on December 25th. Both promised the immortality of the soul. Saint Justin Martyr even accused the Mithraists of diabolical mimicry, claiming demons had stolen Christian rituals and advanced to confuse the faithful. Mithraism had a fatal weakness: its exclusivity. It was closed to women and remained a secret society. Christianity, conversely, was inclusive, public, and evangelical. When Constantine converted, the sun began to set on Mithras. By the end of the 4th century, the temples were being desecrated, the reliefs smashed, and the unconquered sun was finally eclipsed by the cross. Mithraism left no scriptures. We have only the stones, the carvings, and the silent geometry of their temples. Yet in these ruins we find a profound expression of the Roman search for meaning in a vast, often indifferent universe. It was a religion of the cosmos, of the stars, and of the unbreakable bond between brothers. While the cult died, its influence lingers in our calendar, our iconography, and our enduring fascination with the secret societies that dwell just beneath the surface of history. Mithras remains a reminder that even the most unconquered of gods eventually turn to the shadows from which they emerged.